Hello children, welcome to the fourth lecture of chapter number 16, Economic Liberalization and Globalization. In the last lecture, we had seen about WTO, its function and objective. We had also seen what were the impacts of WTO on Indian economy. The topic that we are going to study today is sustainable development. The topic is sustainable development. Now, what is sustainable development? Okay, sustainable development basically means such kind of development that doesn't damage the environment. Now, we know that development is part of growth, is part of growth. Without development, growth is not possible. Okay, but at the same time, it is seen that wherever there is development, usually there is destruction. There is destruction. Okay, now take an example. Say there is a factory being made in any part of country. Now whenever factory is made, what will happen is it will develop a lot of employment. It will develop a lot of employment. It will develop a lot of capital. Okay, right, it will develop a lot of capital, then employment. It will also develop a lot of business. At the same time, it will also create it will add to the national income of our country. But at the same time, along with this development, what will happen is it will also have an impact on the environment. It will have an impact on the environment. To make a factory, what will be destroyed is a lot of land will be converted into commercial land. Next will be second, lot of trees will be cut off. Okay, lot of resources will be used. Lot of resources will be used. So along with development, you can see along with this all development, there is destruction for all this also. So you can say development and destruction are part of the same two sides of a same coin. So now we are going to look about such kind of development that doesn't actually damage the environment, but it helps the environment to grow. So such kind of development is called sustainable development. According to the definition of sustainable development, see, this is the definition. Sustainable development is the development which meets the need of present generation without compromising with the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Okay, now as I told you, wherever there is development, there is destruction. Okay, so here such kind of development is done that it doesn't damage the environment and also looks about the future generation. It also sees that the future generation also gets enough to meet their own needs. Thus the idea of sustainable development developed because of extreme effects on nature. See why such idea came in, because there was lot of effect on the nature. Okay, nature was damaged a lot. Near human habitation and man created cover, that is environment. See, the way and the speed with which generation is developing, it cannot maintain future. Okay, this happens right now. You might have seen into cities are growing, urbanization is there. Okay, and you might see concrete jungle being grown everywhere. Concrete jungle means tall buildings. Now due to such kind of due to such kind of condition, what will happen, that the future generation people who will be the citizens of the world, who will be citizen of our nation after say 20 years, 30 years or 100 years, will not be able to get what we are getting right now, will not be able to get fresh air what we are getting right now. They will not be able to enjoy the shade of a tree, they will not be able to enjoy the free flow of the water. So if we want to maintain, if we want to see that such things also are left for the future generation, then we need to follow the policy of sustainable development. We need to see that the environment is not damaged, but the environment is actually maintained. There is a fear that luxuries which present generation is enjoying may not be there for future generations. Say if we continue to damage the environment, if we continue haphazardly destroying the environment, then whatever we are enjoying right now will not be enjoyed by the future generation. So for that, what is needed is sustainable development. There is a tremendous decrease in natural resources due to economic development. So this is seen. There is a tremendous decrease in natural resources due to economic development, and their quality is also deteriorating. In this condition, there is a need to change the idea of the development. Okay, we need to see that the idea of the development to okay, what is development according to us needs to be changed. We need to see the environment is not damaged. We need to see that the environment is not damaged. Idea of sustainable development is studied because of present development and effect of it on the environment. Why this idea is being studied? To see that the present generation, okay, the present generation, the development which is done is not done at the cost of environment. It is not done at the cost of environment, right? So if we take care of the environment in such a way that it is protected rather than being destroyed, then it will help us to grow in a better way. At the same time, the environment of the world, the atmosphere of the world will also be a good development for the future generations. Now for that, what following strategies, okay, what strategies we need to follow? Then following strategies should be adopted for conservation and preservation of natural resources. First, the renewable resources like cultivable farm, forest, water resource, etc. should be in such a way that their quality is maintained, and non-renewable natural resources like coal, petroleum, mineral, etc. should be used judiciously. Okay, so we should use such kind of resources that are renewable. First of all, simple. Second, those resources which are non-renewable should be used judiciously, should be used after thinking twice. Okay, so instead of, like, suppose you might have seen, like right now there is a trend that people are setting up the solar panels on their houses for getting solar energy, and that is a very good trend that will actually help to get good amount of electricity from the sun itself, and it will help the people in a financial way. At the same time, it will help the environment into getting less polluted. Okay, second, industrial location should be decided on the basis of lesser transportation costs. So this is very important. Okay, where should be the industries set up, from where the transportation cost is less. Okay, second, a sincere attempt should be made to achieve eco-friendly development. This is very important. You can say this is sustainable development into a simple word. Eco-friendly development, such kind of development which is friendly for the nature, friendly for ecology, or friendly for the environment. Okay, so we should see that the development which is done should be eco-friendly, should be environment friendly. The resources which can be used in more than one way should be utilized in different ways, such as different irrigation systems are utilized for more than one purpose. Okay, now we had seen this into previous chapter that resources have more than one use, but at the same time they have alternate use. So those resources which are used in can be used in more than one way should be used. Production of electricity, flood control, transportation, etc. You might have seen dams or multi purpose projects. Okay, so multi-purpose projects are such kind of projects which are used in more than one way. They are used for production of electricity, they are used for flood control, they are used for transportation, they are also used for controlling the soil irrigation, they are also used for stopping the erosion, they are also used for channelizing the water into different part of the state or that particular place. They are also used in tourism for the fishery development, and that's why they are called the multi-purpose project. They are that, and that's why they are known as multi-purpose. Next, natural resources should not be wasted. This is very important. Natural resources should not be wasted. Control should be laid on unplanned disposal of industrial waste. You might have seen a lot of industry dispose their waste into river, into barren, into land that becomes barren due to that industrial waste. So that should be stopped. Second, poisonous chemicals should not be infumed on land that will make the land barren into future, increasing slums. So this all should be stopped. Next, stress should be laid on use of non-conventional energy resources and solar and wind. Okay, so main stress or main importance should be on the use of non-conventional resources, which are usually renewable, So such kind of energy resources should be used. The examples are given: solar energy and wind energy. What steps can be taken? For the first time, Earth Conference was organized in 1972. This you have already studied in 8th standard. Earth Conference was organized in 1972 in Stockholm in Sweden. What was the main topic? Was to maintain the earth, to maintain the environment of the earth, and to see about the sustainable development. There, after from time to time, conversions and camps have been organized to protection of environment at the global level. Okay, after this was the first time that the sustainable development was taught, but after that there are a lot of conferences, camps have been organized at global level to see that about the environment, in which it was decided to different steps for the environment protection. Okay, in this type of camps it is seen that steps are taken for the protection of the environment. India is also involved in this global effort. See, India is also involved in these global efforts. Government is also making different efforts at the national level. See, government is also trying to see that India is also part of this sustainable development movement. For this, see what is done. First, information about pollution condition of different cities in nation is presented. Okay, you might have seen, if you have gone to some of the cities, there are screens on the road, on the side of the road, where the pollution control or the meter is continuously ticking, in which it is shown the rate of the carbon present at that time, the carbon dioxide which is present at that time into that particular air. Second, central and state pollution control boards have been established for control pollution. There have been special boards at the central level and also at state level to see that the pollution is under the control. Third, 5th June have been declared as Environment Day in the world. Say 5th June every year is celebrated as Environment Day, and on this day we are doing a lot of activities, okay, like taking out rallies, then tree plantation, right, then programs related to social awareness and so on. So all these things are done on 5th June, which is Environment Day. Next, India in Indian government passed Air Pollution Control Act in 1981. Okay, Air Pollution Control Act was passed in 1981. This act is basically related to the control of pollution into the air. Fifth, international agreement have been signed for deteriorating level of ozone. Now we know that the world is surrounded by a layer of ozone. Okay, and due to the ultraviolet rays of sun, due to this ultraviolet rays of the sun, okay, what we call is UV rays, right? This ultraviolet rays of the sun, what is happening is this layer is getting damaged. This layer is getting damaged, and this ultraviolet rays increases the temperature into Earth's atmosphere, which we know as greenhouse effect. Okay, so for that there is an agreement signed at international level for that. Next, disposal of nuclear waste. Okay, the waste which is created from nuclear nuclear power stations, from other places, so that have to be disposed in a proper way. Third, to maintain the biodiversity of the place also. It is very important to see that the biodiversity is maintained in the most proper way. So with this all we can say, thus conservation of environment is everybody's responsibility. This is very important. Okay, it is not a responsibility of one person, but it is a responsibility of everyone. If we do not control pollution, no doubt the life on earth will doom soon. This is very important, right? If we don't control the pollution, there are all possibilities that in near future the life on the earth will be ending, or the life of the earth will be, can can say it will end very soon. So with this we complete our chapter. Hope you understood. Go through all the 4 video lectures and read the lesson to understand it in the most easy way. Thank you.